Well, coming up new tonight at 5:30, for the first time, members of the Niagara Falls Water Board are answering questions about that infamous black discharge below the falls this summer.
And they're also speaking publicly for the very first time since the state announced its punishment yesterday. Our Dave McKinley is asking the tough questions tonight. Dave?
Scott, think of the water board like a board of directors which supervises the production and delivery of drinking water in the falls and the sewage treatment plant. The two members who spoke to us said they were blindsided by Governor Cuomo coming to town and questioning their competence yesterday.
Bad systems, bad procedures, bad training.
When you heard what he had to say, I mean, how did that strike you guys?
Some of the things he said were accurate.
At least they were, say Water Board members Dan O'Callaghan and Nick Forrester, until they gained majority early this year.
We immediately knew that there was a lot of issues here.
They say there was insufficient training, a lack of operating procedure, neglected maintenance, even boxes of mail that hadn't been opened for 3 years. Top staff here were fired, but then came the discharge of July 29th that turned a portion of the river below the world-famous falls black, gaining worldwide attention and the ire of the state's top elected official.
Something like that should have never happened.
But it did, and under their watch.
We're not proud of that.
Sediment Basin number 5 was being drained to make needed repairs. The procedure is to stop pumping, though, at a certain point so the blackest carbon-filled sludge isn't immediately discharged. Sort of like what you see here in Basin number 4, also being repaired. But on the day in question, the workers went to attend another matter and either forgot or neglected to get back here in time to shut off the pump.
Obviously, it was operator error.
If you have instructions, that you have to follow your instructions.
Did anyone get fired?
No.
Should they have?
The inquiry is still ongoing.
Was this a person that had done this procedure before?
One was and one wasn't.
We've also learned independently that the plant supervisor had gone home.
If there was a boss here that day, would that have made a difference? And shouldn't there have been a boss here that day?
Well, yeah, the instructions were handed out. Normally you follow your instructions.
Are they pretty simple?
I suspect they were.
Now the state has ordered that no such work proceed here unless supervised by the DEC.
We welcome that.
Yeah?
We welcome that. There's no issues with, a state regulatory agency coming in and looking at the process.
Nor do they have problems with the state demanding the entire staff here be retrained.
We've already been doing that, so we didn't need the governor to tell us that. We had already instituted that, but we appreciate his comments.
But they don't necessarily appreciate the heavy fine.
Who gets fined?
What we do as a board, $50,000.
So, what's your cut? 10,000? Here's 10.
Well, the board as an entity.
So
as a utility
who ends up
company.
paying the fine, gentlemen?
It will come out of our budget.
And who pays for that?
Well, the ratepayers.
Is that fair?
No.
No.
Was that a discussion with the state? Like, listen, if you're going to fine us here, you understand you're really fining the people of Niagara Falls.
We haven't gotten into that.
The action taken by the DEC thus far is only in regard to that black water discharge on July 29th. A separate investigation is also being undertaken into numerous outflow discharges and overflow discharges that send raw sewage into the Niagara River on a regular basis when it rains. Tough questions about that continuing issue coming up tonight at 6. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.